Good day to you, folks of YouTube. I am your host, Vert343, back again with a not exactly theory video, but more speculation and fun because this is what I felt like writing this week. Today's topic is what would happen if the Slayer were to, well, not exist, be it suddenly or ever. Of course, if you enjoy this kind of video, please like, comment, and subscribe to see more, including a review of Doom Eternal coming just slightly after March 20th. In this video, we're going to be exploring 3 different scenarios. Number 1 is that the Doomslayer as an entity never came to exist. Yes, the being that became the Slayer, a Night Sentinel, may have still existed, but they never became the Slayer. Scenario 2 is if the Doomslayer was finished off during Doom 2016, and the third and final scenario we have is that instead of becoming the Doomslayer that we all know and love, after the fall of the Titan, the Slayer was coerced into joining the demons as their new leader. For the purposes of this video, we're going to be operating under the assumption that all the mainline Doom games are canon, and that they happen in the following order: Doom 3, Doom 1993, Doom 2, Doom 64, Doom 2016, and finally, Doom Eternal. If you want to hear my theory on why the Doom games happen in this order, why don't you comment it down below and I'll consider making it as either my last video before Doom Eternal, or as one of the ones not too long after it. For the timeline in which the Doomslayer never existed, we have to go back quite a long way and start pathing out events. Specifically, we have to go back to the Battle of Argent D'Nur. Most of the battle happens as it did in the canon timeline. However, unfortunately, the Night Sentinel that would later go on to become the Doomslayer ironically gets himself slain by the forces of Doom. For a short but significant period of time, the timeline continues as normal, with the demons prospering and their society growing vastly in both power and influence. After this is where the timeline finally divulges significantly, as the Slayer is not there to scare the demons back into their holes and bring upon them the Age of Reckoning. They continue to have the age of prosperous growth. The next game in the timeline is Doom 2016, and during the siege on the Mars facility, the UAC get crushed even faster than they did in the canon timeline. However, even though I think the UAC would have still been thrashed faster than in the canon timeline, I think that they would have put up a far stronger fight, as it would have been unlikely that the demons would have corrupted Olivia Pierce into the Spider Mastermind, because it wouldn't have been necessary since they still have the Titan as their leader and they're even more powerful in all other aspects. The UAC also doesn't have the final defense of the Slayer, and so would have likely set up many more soldiers, guards, and others with firearm training to help fend off the demons, maybe even including automated turrets of some form. In this timeline, the events of Doom Eternal would have either never happened or happened much sooner, depending on how you look at it, as the demons would have not only completely crushed everything on Mars, including Samuel Hayden, but would also likely be able to access Earth through the employment of the ships left behind by the UAC and the knowledge that could be acquired through their computers and the Vega system. They could use the possessed and unwilling as pilots, as they have mostly human bodies. This would move the invasion of Earth forwards from the much later time of Doom Eternal to just after Doom 2016. I would also be led to believe that since the Doomslayer never existed, the Seraphim are without a champion to fend off the demons, meaning that by this point the demons are either as powerful as or more powerful than the forces of heaven. I think they would be more powerful than the forces of heaven, as they look to be barely weaker in Doom Eternal, after having been seriously stunted in development courtesy of the Doomslayer. Moving on to our second scenario, the Doomslayer having fallen during Doom 2016. For this scenario, I'm going to assume that the Doomslayer falls at the very start of Doom 2016, as this is when he is at his weakest and unarmoured. Of course, this means that the demons no longer have the Titan and have corrupted Olivia Pierce into joining their cause, creating the Spider Mastermind, who, due to the Slayer having fallen, is not immediately destroyed. Samuel Hayden is likely either finished off in the Mars base or allowed to leave for strategic reasons. I'm going to guess that in this situation Samuel Hayden is killed off immediately, due to the Crucible having not been collected, meaning that he would not be taking Argent Energy back to Earth with him. This does raise the question of how exactly the demons get a portal to Earth, and well, I do have an answer for that. I think that the demons would have given Olivia Pierce, now the Spider Mastermind, a message to send to Earth, containing the details of a ritual for the cult of Olivia to perform, which would either create a gore nest or some other form of portal the demons could reach Earth through. I think that this would lead to the demons reaching Earth at some point not too long after Doom 2016, about halfway between it and Doom Eternal happening in the canon timeline, giving the demons time to quickly clean up all the humans on Phobos and Deimos, maybe even fire the BFG 10,000 at Earth. If you think about it, the BFG 10,000 could be the demon's backup plan, as it's a giant Argent cannon, and if they fire it at Earth, the planet suddenly has a massive amount of Argent energy for them to tap into and make portals out of. This of course leads to the demons crushing Earth with little to no resistance. At this point they would likely continue their normal relationship with Heaven for a cycle or two before attacking and possibly conquering Heaven, due to their accelerated growth in comparison to that of the angels. However, this might not happen with the Spider Mastermind in charge and no Titan available. Moving on to the third and final scenario, the Doomslayer makes it all the way through the Titan fight, but is then somehow coerced into joining the demons. For this particular scenario, we're going to assume that this was somehow a willing join. Maybe they broke through his incorruptibility somehow, who knows, because I really don't have an answer for this one. After the demons first gained the Slayer, now the Slain, their ranks would likely decrease in number significantly. I say this because I do not think the Slain would be anything close to compassionate for his subordinate demons, as he had no compassion for anyone in any of the warring parties beforehand except maybe the Seraphim. This would lead to him doing something along the lines of weeding out the weak, leading to the deaths of many of the weaker demons and the bare survival of the stronger ones. At this point, the demonic hordes would return to growing in power and strength, likely far faster than they would under any other leader thanks to the deep-seated, unquenchable desire for pain and cruelty of the slain. With this immense growth of power, the new species of demon begin to emerge, and they are unlike any we have ever seen before. The invasion of Earth begins quickly and ends just as quickly. Mars tries to put up a fight but is quickly steamrolled, the Spider Mastermind never having even been thought of, let alone created. The Slain likely already knows of a quick way to Earth through the old, likely forgotten portals that he once sealed. Reopening them, the demonic hordes spill through and take Earth in a matter of days, maybe even hours. With the fall of Earth being even faster than in any other scenario, the demons move on to taking Heaven. Unlike with Scenario 2 and the Spider Mastermind, the demons likely don't even let the cycle continue for a couple of cycles, even though they may stop to let new troops mature. Instead of lulling Heaven into a false sense of security, the demons keep them guessing when they'll attack. They brew the fear of the demonic hordes in the angels of Heaven. When the demons finally do attack Heaven, they are very ready, armed to and through the teeth with all the best weapons they could design and enforced by the very best soldiers they could train. The battle is legendary as the demons, under the command of the almighty Slain, throw themselves against Heaven's gate to only a moderate success at first. After a while, Heaven's defences come crashing down, the Slain himself charging through at full force, destroying anything that stands in his way with his mighty sword. The battle through Heaven itself is short, maybe shorter than that of Earth, as the sheer number of demons force the angels further and further back, through stronghold after supposed stronghold. Eventually, the angels run out, of both places to retreat to and warriors. They stage a final, large-scale battle with their last few warriors and the Khan Maker herself leading the charge. At first she crushes the mere demonic scum that make up the bulk of the horde. Even the Barons of Hell can't put a scratch on her. But then she comes upon a fight that she never had any chance of winning. She comes face to face with the Slain in single combat. The battle was long, not as long as that which the Slayer fought against the Titan, but nowhere near as short as the entire war on Earth. After a long, hard fight, the Machir finally falls. The War of the Heavens over in Hell's favour. Thank you all for watching this slightly unusual video. I know it isn't what I normally make, and I promise normal theories will make a return, probably after Doom Eternal, but this is what I felt like writing this week. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, and BFG blast that bell icon to see more from me, as more of this style of video will be coming at some point in the future, but I don't really know when. And with that, I have been your host, Vert343, and I am now signing off. Peace out, gentlemen Also, a quick postscript reminder, I haven't seen anything past Doom Eternal Trailer 2, so please don't expect me to be quite up to date yet, because I will be playing Doom Eternal on release day and don't really want spoilers. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.